Hey Magnolia Beekeeper Swarm, I am here today with Jeff Philen.
Hey everybody.
We are going to build a honey warming cabinet.
And just like what you see right there.
Yes. Why would you need a honey warming cabinet? What is a honey warming cabinet? As you all know, when you get your honey, if it's set around long enough, it'll crystallize, right? So it's just a natural process that honey does. So whether you've got 10 pounds of honey off your hives or 500 or 1,000 pounds of honey and you're going to sell it, gift it to friends and family, then you don't want it to sit around and crystallize by the time Christmas comes around and you get a bottle of crystallized honey. So we are going to put it in a honey warming cabinet. It'll keep it at a good temperature to keep it from crystallizing, or
it'll re-liquefy. If you've got stuff that's already crystallized, you can put your 1 pound jars, your 5 gallon buckets or whatever in there, and it'll re-liquefy. It'll take a little bit longer time, but it will. Of course, summertime we don't have a problem with crystallization, but you put it in the honey warming tank and it'll either keep it liquid or it will re-liquefy it for you.
I have purchased 3 things for this.
So this is an eat bird controller, which is probably one of the better on the market, probably the best on the market. It's really used for like reptile tanks for snakes and any kind of reptile pet. I found that it holds the temp very well, and there's really no false readings, and they tend to last quite a long time. The one I've had on mine now for about a year. It works like a champ, and I haven't had any issues with it cutting out on me or dying and having to have it replaced. Very simple little computer fan. You want to put this at the top of the box, and you'll see here in a little bit, you'll put it at the top of the box, and you know, because heat rises, you're wanting to kind of keep that air just kind of pushing around. I've got 2 in mine, but I've got a box that's twice the size of this one, and you put them on there, it just circulates that heat from the top to the bottom and keeps it going around. And it does come with a little rheostat controller, so you can set the speed or however fast or slow you want the little fan to go. Your ceramic light bulb holder. So I use like a 250 or 300 watt chicken bulb or chicken heater light, kind of one of those little red deals. Works great. But you want to get one that's capable of at least 300 watts, because most of your lights that you'll use for this are anywhere from like 150 to 250 to 300 watts. If you don't, you'll have a problem. You'll melt this and then you'll end up starting a fire.
We don't want that to happen. So you need a container such as a freezer.
Freezers are always best, or if you can find a single door fridge. If somebody's got a freezer that's gone out, it's perfect. And you can buy them cheaper than you can fix them these days.
And of course, so as you heard, you're finding one that's already not working because you're not wanting to make the honey cold, you're wanting to keep it warm. So they're always trying to give them away if they've broken down. So feel free to ask around your neighborhood, see what you can find. All right, let's get started. First thing Jeff is doing is going to screw in what size?
So this is 1 1/4 inch, which is kind of overkill, but you want to make sure that you've got enough for this to fit through. Some people have cut through that and just spliced it. I don't do that. I just find it's easier to just put a hole big enough and I come back with some spray foam or good old-fashioned duct tape. That takes care of everything. So the thing you got to keep in mind is this lip, it's thick enough. And I thought I'm like right at the edge of where it joins. Yeah, it's hard to.
Okay.
And I don't measure anything. I just start doing it. So this is not an exact science. Hey, look at there.
All right.
I think we were through.
This one too, just to show.
Okay. So.
It's coming from the inside.
Yep.
Out. Excellent. Oops, sorry.
Very good. Okay, so just make you a couple marks with a pencil or a Sharpie. That way you've got it, because you're going to pre-drill into the cabinet before you put your screws in. That way when you put this up there, it just goes straight into it. Stage 1 is complete.
Excellent.
Ta-da!
Does it come with little screws or is it a
Yep.
nail?
No, it comes with a screw.
Okay.
So I'll just pick a spot about right there. Doesn't have to be, here we go, we're not measuring, it's not scientific.
Just someplace. Yep.
The cord will lay right through here, and it has little zip ties. You run a zip tie through it. You just hold it up out of the way a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. So then you just put it in there and put the little zip tie.
Okay.
And it just runs right around it. So you got your cable end. You've got this little temperature probe. Just throwing a screw in on the side for this. About right there. So it's going to go in right there. So you definitely have some burrs in here, so it's just kind of be careful pulling that wire through so you're not making it a naked wire where it messes it up or anything. I guess a normal person probably would have sanded it down, but why do that? I knew it. Dang it. All right, so we want to go about right there. All right, we'll go about right there. Oh, I'll be dang. First shot. Because they're not going to get like just super tight because it's a little thin sheet metal anyway, but you always want to make sure it's just, you know, because it's going to sit there and spin and spin and spin.
Yes.
But I do make sure it gets a little bit snug as it can. See, it doesn't get it. I mean, you still got a little room to kind of, so you can lower it down a little bit if you wanted to, or you can pull it up. Because these little cable ties only get so tight the way they're made. Because we do farmers markets and stuff all in the winter time, this has like been a huge gem to have for us.
Yes.
I mean, I've got 2 5-gallon buckets, 1-pound jars, quart jars. So the plans that I followed call for, you actually see a little bit of a remnant of double-sided tape here. It is not going to stick because the heat from the bulb is just going to weaken the glue and they're going to fall. So what I did was, they're supposed to go like this. I changed them. Oh, the light just came on. I changed them, obviously, put the fat into the top, and I ran like a sheet metal screw or like a wood screw, the same diameter that they gave you in the same length. I'm going to put all 4 of these on top just like this, and you're going to pre-drill your hole, which we'll do in a second. You're going to run that screw up through there. Oh, you know what? I think I did. I think I went with longer screws, but whatever the length is, I think I added a 1/2 inch. You want this piece of cable going obviously out towards our hole. Ta-da! So now you're gonna have 3 wires on this one. You'll have the temperature probe, you'll have the power supply for the heat lamp itself, and then you'll have the little power wire for the fan. Well, I guess the question is where are you going to put this in your garage or something? Are you going to be able to get to this side of it? Or do we need to maybe come around to the front?
Ooh. Front might be better,
Okay.
just in case I'm not certain.
So we'll go about right there. Then you can run your power supply there. We'll put a little zip tie or something over here on the side for some of this maybe.
Okay, yeah.
So what you're going to want to do, actually, see, because you've only got a fan and a light, plug them both into here. So we're going to go closer to the edge. I want to pull this too tight on these edges right here. So we'll go about right there. I mean, you can get as fancy with this as you want. You can, I don't believe in making anything hard, so I just go with it. There you go.
Awesome.
So now what you'll do is you can take two-sided tape on this, and you can mount this to right out here. And what I would say to you, I would just pull this just enough
To reach the plug.
to reach the plug. Yep. Twist that back up. We can probably just put one. You want to put one in there?
Sure.
Okay. This looks way more professional than mine. So if you hear how the fan sounds like it's about to take off and lift the whole box up, you can adjust on the fans. You can adjust it, like that's off. Now it's on, but it's not really doing anything. The whole concept is just you want to feel the airflow. I mean, you feel it really good here. You feel it here. I can still feel air coming here. So once it's closed, it's just to take that air, pull it in, and push it.
Keep circling
That's
around.
all you want. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And like I said, you can get a different lamp. You can put a ceramic lamp in there, and that will take up a little bit less of a footprint. I would not recommend putting. I mean, I would maybe put like one out to the side, or taking this shelf out altogether and just loading this up, and then just make sure you kind of leave a pocket around that probe. So set your temp.
Okay.
But I usually set mine the temp. See, we got it set for 97. Right now it's 92.8 inside. So then once it reaches that temp, it shuts off. And then when I think it's a 4-degree window, I think if I remember right. So once that dropped back down to like 93, 92 or something, it's going to kick it back on. Once it gets back to the 97, shuts it off.
And is that the temperature you recommend that you?
So average hive temperatures, 96, 97, 98 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a Frigidaire here that no longer wanted to identify as a refrigerator, and so it has been converted into a heat box. And this is the end result, but I'll kind of narrate some things that went on to get here. Took all the parts out of it. That includes the motors, the cooling fins, freeze components, all of the window dressing that was in it. Took out all the drawers, and accoutrements that were inside, and installed a reptile heat lamp in the bottom with a fan to push the air across the top, because the heat's going to naturally want to rise in this box. But in here, it'd be hard to take this off now, but this would have been a place here for a ice maker, and behind that is a hole where the ice maker would have gone, the water tube for the ice maker. So I just drilled the rest of that out so that my wires could come out of the heat box and plug into this Inkbird dual plug controller with 2 thermostats. So this is effectively driving everything that's down below. I have it set right now just for 99 degrees. I'm just kind of experimenting with some things. But I have the parts to do another hot box up here, so if I wanted to have 2 different temperature controls, I could do that. This is a pretty easy DIY project. Not really complicated, because deconstructing things is pretty straightforward. And when you don't have to worry about it going back together, it's even more straightforward than that. But I'll insert some pictures in this video that show some of the components that were taken out. But when the stuff is taken out of a refrigerator, it's pretty light. In fact, so much so I need to re-level the stabilizing legs so that when the doors are open and there's nothing in it, it doesn't want to tilt forward. So you'll notice that on some people that do this, the heat lamp seems to be at the top. I kind of went with the principles of science, and the heat lamp is at the bottom, heat rises. So, and then by having a fan up at the top, I ensure that heat that's going to gather in the top gets blown back around and down the sides of the refrigerator. This is the thermostat for the plug. So I'm taking the temperature from the center of more or less the center, and if I don't like the way it works, I can adjust it. Not rocket science. I can adjust that if I thought it was too close to the heat lamp, or move it forward or back, just depending. I may add some wireless temperature sensors and track the data, more out of curiosity than anything. But right now I just have some comb that we cut out of a box in here, trying to drain them off before I get real serious about crushing them up. But some of the parts I used, this reptile heating lampshade, tilting lampshade. This is the plug that the lampshade goes, or the heating bulb goes into. This is the heating bulb right here. Pretty simple and straightforward. It's just a heating element plugged into a light socket. Nothing more, nothing less. And then a fan. It's a fan that'll run off, has a power supply, and so I fished an extension cord out the back. Pretty easy. Happy to chat about it if you want to try it sometime. And I printed some 3D parts to tidy up some wires. That green bar you see on the back, printed that to just get the fan off the wall so that it could get some air to circulate things. But otherwise, it's functioning, ready to go. All in all, it took about 2 hours tinkering around with it. In between going to dinners and doing other things, just a little at a time. And we now have a frigid air that identifies as a frigid heat, or a heat air. I guess it'd be a heat air, not a frigid air anymore. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks. Bye.